because you're making me work in the dungeon, you're locking me in a changing room for the whole shift, you're only giving me 40 minutes when I'm entitled to 1 hour break. Like, what is really the issue? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Milano and I'm back with a new video. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a story time of my time at working at Alexander Mcqueen, literally the job from hell. I'm also going to be doing my makeup, so if you guys want to see how I achieve this look, then please keep watching. If you guys want to see some more story times on Alexander Mcqueen, because like I said, this is just literally a small piece of a big pie, so if you want to see some more videos, please comment that down below and I can definitely do that for you. Or if you want to see some more story times on some of the other luxury brands that I've worked with, because guys, when I tell you I have stories for days of these luxury brands and their tomfoolery, like I've got a whole segment for you, okay? So if you guys want to see that, please do comment that down below and enjoy this video. Excuse how busted I look right now, but I'm gonna be doing my makeup while I'm telling the story, so it's just a bit more interesting for you guys rather than just watching me ramble on. So let's just get straight into this story, because you know it's a juicy one. As you can see, I've got my candle on. I just want some peace and tranquility whilst telling this tragic story, okay? This is not my usual setup for where I do my makeup, so if you see that I'm a bit like all over the place, you know why, because I'm trying to get used to it as well. I may not be looking directly at the camera because obviously I need to do my makeup, so if you see me looking around, I've got a mirror right there, so if you see me looking there, you know why. If you see me obviously looking down, you know why. So I started working in Alexander Mcqueen in June 2018. So if you've watched a lot of my previous videos, you would know that I've worked in a lot of fashion houses, so working in luxury houses isn't something new to me, and I usually worked in a lot of fashion houses through something called an agency. But if you want to know a bit more about that, I'll link the video in the cards. So in June, I can't remember the exact date, but I went to go meet the Alexander Mcqueen store manager, just so that he can get to know me a bit better and I can get to know him and the store a bit better as well. So once I met him, he just told me how the store was doing, that they're really busy at the moment and they need some more staff, and a lot of people have left at the moment. That should have been a red flag. Why is everyone leaving? But just that they're basically short in staff at the moment, so obviously they need some helping hands or whatever. He told me that the store was currently in the process of moving, that they're going to be moving the store to a bigger store. During that little discussion or interview, whatever you want to call it, he was nice. He seemed normal. Like, we had a little bit of banter or whatever. He just seemed normal. He seemed normal. So my agency then called me to let me know that he was interested in hiring me. He liked me and he wanted me to start as soon as possible. So like I said guys, I met him on a Friday. So when my agency called me, they asked me if I could start on the Monday, and I agreed. I'm here thinking, oh good, like I secured the job, secured the bag, you know, a girl finna be in Mcqueen or whatever. So fast forward on the Monday now and I've come into work. So today's my first day of work. I'm like all excited as you would be. It's my first day of work, you know, like just a new chapter. I really hope I meet some new nice people, whatever, just, you know, first day of work, usual. So when I went in, it was obviously the morning time. I was doing a long day shift. It's my first day, so I don't really know what to do, where to go, whatever. So I'm just obviously asking my colleagues. And guys, already, these people were acting like they've got a stick up there. These people are acting as if they already had a problem. Like, I was thinking, what is going on? You people are not friendly. Guys, my brushes are dirty, I know, because I done my makeup yesterday, so please ignore that. There was this one lady who was also a manager there. Let's call her Lighter, because she smoked like a bloody chimney, okay? So Lighter's there and I'm asking Lighter, oh, like, where do I go? What do I do? She's like, oh, just go downstairs, we're gonna have the morning meeting. But the way she spoke, it was just almost like, you know when you feel like you're bothering someone, when someone gives you that kind of feeling as if like you're bothering them. Why should I feel like that? It's my first day. Am I supposed to know where I'm going? Anyway, child. Anyway, so excited. I'm still kind of like, oh, maybe, you know, she's not a morning person. Maybe these people, it's morning, do you know what I mean? Like, it's early. Sometimes I don't like speaking in the morning, so fair enough, whatever. So I've gone downstairs now. We're doing the morning meeting. we're just doing the morning meeting, the briefing everyone on how the day before went, etc. And I see like the other colleagues there, but obviously, like I said, I'm new, so I don't know who's new there, I don't know who's old there, like I don't know anything, and no one's really introducing themselves. Like they just wasn't the most friendliest people. Like guys, I've worked in other places where when you walk in, everyone's like, oh my gosh, hi, nice to meet you, my name is blah 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 blah, oh hi, nice to meet you, do you know what I mean? It wasn't like that. It really wasn't like that. The energy already was very much tense. I wasn't supposed to put this concealer colour there, that's why I put it there. I know I look mad crazy, but please bear with me guys, trust the process, okay? And after the meeting, they've said to me that they introduced me to another girl. Let's call this girl Ryder, because this girl was my rider. Like we're still cool to this day, like we still chat to this day. So they let me and Ryder know that we would be working back of house. I thought, you know what, I'm not too fussed about it, but bearing in mind, I've definitely let my agency know that that's not part of my job role. I don't do back of house, because I'm not about to be lifting boxes and whatnot and breaking my back for what? It's really not that deep. So I did let my agency know, but I thought, you know what, it's not that deep. It's my first day. I don't want to be like, I don't want to moan and start complaining already. That's where I went wrong. I should have started from that day. I should have let them know from that day, yo, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm not gonna do. And I thought it's my first day, do you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be giving off a bad impression on my first day, so let's just firm it. So they told me and Ryder that we'll be working in back of house. I'm thinking, okay, that ain't no problem.
I think we need to move Lonzo.
That ain't no problem.
Huh?
That ain't no problem.
Well,
I don't do that, but it's my first day and I'm not gonna start moaning already on my first day. So that ain't no problem, I'm gonna do it, it's okay, it's whatever, like cool. So they took me and Ryder to back of house and we see where like all the stock is kept and everything. But guys, this place was a complete mess. Like this place was a whole disaster. First thing is this whole stock room was, no exaggeration, like 4 foot. It was literally 4 foot. Bear in mind, I'm 5'8", so I'm literally having to go in the stock room like this, but still all this time I'm trying to be polite. I don't want to, do you know what I mean? I'm trying to still give off a good impression. The manager's at the front, Ryder's there, and I'm at the back, and I'm still trying to like act calm. I don't want to start whinging already, because it's like, who wants that? Do you know what I mean? What manager wants to be hearing someone whinge on their first day sort of thing? So I'm just deeping. I'm walking thinking, yeah, it's not that deep, it's a bit small in here, but like it's whatever, it's cool, like it's all right, it's only a couple hours max, like it's cool. It wasn't cool, but we'll get to them. So tell us what we need to do to make sure that the stock is organized in size order. So me and Ryder are getting onto it, but the thing is, this stock room is a whole disaster. For one, because I'm having to do hunchback mags, like literally hunchback mags was my name whilst working there, because like I said, I'm 5'8" and I'm in a room that's literally 4 foot. It doesn't make sense. Me and Ryder are there doing our job, just getting on with it whilst we're chatting to each other. We're chatting to each other and we notice that we've got like a lot of things in common. Me and her are getting along real well, and I'm happy. I'm thinking, oh, this is great. Like, who doesn't want to come to work when there's someone that they like there? Do you know what I mean? There's someone there that you get along with, that you can relate with, that we knew some people in common. It was just great, do you know what I mean? But then we're deeping. We started work around 8:30. Why is it 1 o'clock and I'm still here?
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
As in, these people are coming inside. They come into the stock room and do, oh guys, oh, it's such a mess here, isn't it, guys? Oh, so sorry, girls. Oh, well done, girls. Do it. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be like 2 hours or something. I didn't think I'm gonna be here the whole day, but that's what it's looking like. So me and Ryder are still doing our job. We're just firming it. We're just doing whatever we've got to do. That was that day, guys. The whole day of that day, we was in the stock room. Okay, we was in the stock room for the whole day, organizing stuff with a hunchback. It was so bad that when I finished my shift, I was still walking like this to the train station. I had to like tell myself, man, straighten up. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, because I was so used to just doing that. Like, my back was so sore that night. Guys, every single day that me and Ryder came in, where was we sent? To back of house. So it got to a point where I was like, you know, I'm not doing this no more. I'm not doing this no more. I'm not working back of house any longer. I'm not a back of house worker. Like, what are you talking about? My agency knows this. So why are they not communicating that with you? Or if you need a back of house person, why did you not communicate that with the agency? So I need to turn down this job. So bear in mind, you people are mad rude, mad, like they come off with such a stank attitude. The whole environment of that shop felt as if like there was some sort of tension there. Like it felt as though, like, you know when two people have had an argument and then you walk into the room not knowing that an argument's happened, so everyone's just kind of like awkward. Every time I came to work I felt like I was walking on eggshells. Like, so me and Ryder were actually from the same agency. Whilst talking, we found that we were both from the same agency. So we've contacted our agency now and let them know the situation that's going on. Every single time I come to work, you're putting me back of house. The back of house is 4 foot tall and I'm a 5'8" girl. Like, it's not making sense. I'm not with it. That's not what my contract says. I didn't agree to that. That's not what I signed for. I don't mind doing it 1 or 2 times, but you're not gonna put me there every single time. You're taking liberties now. The agency is basically saying to me, oh, you know what, why don't you just try and do it for a... I said, try? I've tried for the whole week and now my back feels like I'm an 80-year-old woman. What do you mean try? Like, there's no more trying, baby girl. It's either you tell them that I'm not doing back of house, or let's just end this contract right here because my health matters more than this. So they've assured me that they're going to speak to the manager. Remember I said that the whole shop floor just felt mad awkward? The manager was okay. Like, he wasn't, I wouldn't say he's the most friendliest person or whatever, but it was okay, he was decent. But after me and Ryder spoke to the agency, the next time we was at work, this manager had like a shift in his attitude and his behavior and everything. He started coming across as if like he had a problem with us. Like, we would say good morning to him and he would say good morning back, but it felt as though like, you clearly don't want to speak to me. You clearly don't want to say it, so you just don't, sort of thing. He wasn't the nicest, but the nice that he did have before, it had gone. Like, all of that niceness had gone out of him. He had literally turned into Lucifer. So already me and Ryder are speaking to each other thinking it's probably because we spoke to the agency to let them know that we don't want to work back of house. If you're a grown-ass man and you don't want to address me about a situation, that's a you problem. Because it wasn't you that was breaking your back down there, it was me, okay? So I'm not too fussed about that, to be honest. So we've come back to work now, and now today they're not putting us on back of house because obviously we complained about it now. The energy on putting us on the shop floor, you'd think that they've let us like work with God or something. So we're now on the shop floor and I'm thinking this is much better, like the luxuries. I can actually stand straight and, you know, feel good or whatever. But guys, the energy of the shop floor, like, bro, you would think here that we have had a personal issue. Why are you all so moody? I just don't get it. Like, why is everyone so angry? Guys, the only people that I could actually talk to and banter with was the security guard and Ryder. So obviously us three will be busting jokes. Bear in mind, this shop was hella dry and like they didn't get any customers. Let's say they would get like 6 customers in the whole day. The shop was hella dry. Like, no one came in, to a point where when the customers did come in, they were all fighting to get the customer because they all wanted commission. It was so dry. So we was literally, all of us were literally standing there on the shop floor like this. Literally. All on the shop floor, just looking at each other like whatless chickens. But obviously, we can't control that. You can't control how many people come into the store or whatnot. But obviously, I'm not going to say anything because I've already moaned about being downstairs in the dungeon. So I'm not going to now cry about being on the shop floor because it's like, do you know what I mean? And obviously, the shop floor, it's not their fault that the shop is just dry as hell. Like, there's nothing they can do about that. So I'm just going to firm it and be standing here, you know, making eye contact with Ryder and just busting jokes between us. But another issue arises, guys. Literally, this story, I'm cutting so many things out. They noticed that me and Ryder and the security guard get along, and clearly they don't like that. They clearly don't like that. They don't like the fact that we all like banter. They don't like the fact that we all banter and all just like have jokes or whatever. The thing is, guys, I'm very aware of how retail works. I've worked in multiple other brands before. I'm not gonna be standing there and like be like, oh, Ryder, haha, did you know, da-da-da-da. We just look at each other and just like make a little joke between us. It's like, just, you know what I mean? Like, just undercover stuff. Why do you have to stand there in like complete silence when there's no one in the store? And the thing that would irritate me is everyone else could speak. Everyone else could speak and banter and giggle, and they used to go to their back and be having a chin wag there, but yet we can't speak on the shop floor. Or they would even be on the shop floor and be talking to each other, literally busting jokes, screaming, laughing, because like I said, the shop was empty, but me and Ryder wasn't allowed to speak. We barely was allowed to breathe. Guys, they would get me and Ryder to do silly jobs like go to the corner shop and buy magazines for them. I'm not lying here. I'm not adding anything in here to make it sound good. They would get me and Ryder to go to the corner shop and buy magazines. The energy that I was being given felt as though that I wasn't wanted. it felt as though they were doing everything in their power to not have me on the shop floor, to not have me or Ryder on the shop floor. They didn't want us seen, sort of thing. Personally, I didn't really care going to the corner shop because it was boring there anyway. It wasn't really doing anything anyway. Having the corner shop was almost like an activity for me. I didn't really mind. So, but it's just the fact that you actually sent me to the corner shop, like, and guys, it wasn't once, it wasn't twice, like it was multiple times. It was near enough every other day. So remember when I complained about us being in the dungeon? So guess what they did, guys? So in their dungeon there was like loads of shoes that were in the wrong boxes. So me and Ryder came back to work one day, and remember when we said that we wouldn't work in the dungeon anymore? Guys, we came back to work and there was fitting rooms upstairs on the shop floor, and what was in those fitting rooms? Shoe boxes from the dungeon. So there were shoe boxes in the changing room. They had brought the shoe boxes from the dungeon and put it in the changing rooms and asked us to stay in the changing rooms for the whole day and organize the shoes, because in their head we're not in the dungeon anymore, we're on the shop floor, but we're just not actually on the shop floor, we're in the changing rooms. Me and Ryder would do it. Because like we wasn't that problematic. We just wasn't liked from the get-go. That's how it felt, as though we just wasn't liked from the get-go. So literally everything that we would do almost seemed to be a problem. So they had brought the shoe boxes into the changing rooms, and me and Ryder was in the changing rooms, and bear in mind they would separate me and Ryder. So Ryder would be in one changing room and I would be in the other, but we would have each other's numbers, so we'll be texting each other whilst in the changing rooms. And guys, like I kid you not, they would literally lock us in the changing rooms. They'll close the door of the changing rooms and lock the changing rooms. So any customer that would need the changing room would have to go downstairs. But the thing is, me, I'm the kind of person that I just kind of see the positive in everything. I just kind of felt like, oh, I'm in the changing room anyway. Like I'm chilling, like I'm sitting down anyway. I've got music playing. I'm just organize my boxes. But that's not right. Like how are you going to lock me in a changing room? How was that even okay in your head? Lighter, the other manager, so not the one that recruited us, not the man, but the other manager would come and tell us that, oh, it's your break time now and you're only gonna have 40 minutes. But everyone else that's working there is entitled to a whole hour, so why can we only have 40 minutes? And we're working the same amount of time as them. We're working a full day just like they are. And it had nothing to do with their agency, because I would contact the agency. Me and the agency would be in full contacts all the time, because there was always issues going on within Mcqueen. That Mcqueen store was just literally tragic. Like, guys, I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. It got to a point where I just thought, what is actually going on? What is the issue? Because ever since we've been in here, it feels as though that you guys just aren't really, you're just really not vibing with us. Like, I don't really get what the issue is, because you're making me work in the dungeon, you're locking me in a changing room for the whole shift, you're only giving me 40 minutes when I'm entitled to 1 hour break. Like, what is really the issue? This was honestly traumatizing. How are you gonna lock someone in a fitting room? And like I've said, guys, I've worked in Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Bottega Veneta, Valentino, like loads of other shops, and I have never ever received one bad complaint in any of these stores. So how comes this particular store, all of this wahala is going on? What is really the problem? What's the real problem? And Lighter would come and tell us all of these things. So Lighter would be the one that would come to us and say to us, oh, you can only have 40 minutes. But Lighter's giving us these instructions because of the main manager, the one that recruited us. Let's call him Tally to make things a bit easier, because he was hella tall. And Lighter already had a stink attitude. So Lighter would come and talk to you as if you're some piece of gum on the floor. When they brought those boxes in the fitting rooms to make us stay there, we would finish doing the boxes. Say, for example, we would finish organising 20. They would ask us to take those 20 boxes and take them all the way downstairs in the dungeon and put them back to where they belong. So indirectly, they want us to go back in the dungeon, basically. Bear in mind, my Cody Ryder was pregnant at the time. How are you gonna ask a pregnant lady to be carrying 20 boxes downstairs in a dungeon that is 4 foot tall? Bear in mind, there's loads of other staff there, there's loads of other men there who could be carrying those heavy boxes, but you've got us doing it.
It made no sense, yeah. It made no sense, it made no sense, goddamn, made no sense, yeah.
I shan't even help you. Like, you're mad ungrateful, you don't know how to say thank you, you don't know how to just be a normal human being. Like, you come to work every single day like you've got an issue. What is the issue, madam? Let me know. So we was working in the women's store, and they had a sister store quite close to us as well, so it was like walking distance, maybe like a 5-minute walk or something. And they would forever send me or Ryder to their sister store to go and pick up stuff. So maybe they've run out of packaging, like shopping bags, ribbons or whatever, so they'll send me and Ryder to their sister store to go and pick up those shopping bags and bring it to the store. Bear in mind, it wasn't one, It was like boxes full of shopping. It was like boxes full of shopping bags. Like, guys, I'm not kidding you. Like, I'm really not joking. I really do not mind doing this for you. Like, I don't mind. It's really not that serious to me. But it's the fact that your attitude is mad stink. This isn't part of my job, but you've got me doing this. And then to top it off, you're mad rude. Like, you can't say thank you. That's basic manners, you know that? That is literally basic manners. We'll literally bring all of those stock back to our store, and later we'll just be like, oh yeah, just go put them down, go put them where the cashier things are, and then go back to the fitting rooms and finish the shoe boxes. Another day we went back to work and we were on the shop floor again, whatever, and like I said to you guys, the shop was hella dry. It was hella empty in that shop. They never used to get customers, so when they did get customers, everyone would literally like jump onto them. Like, it was even uncomfortable. Like, if I was a customer, it would be a bit too much. Like, okay, relax. So whilst me and Ryder was there, the customer just naturally gravitated to come towards me. So the customer came towards me and asked me to help them with the particular item that they were looking for something to wear for a dinner party, blah blah blah. So they wanted a dress, and obviously and obviously the other colleagues can hear what's going on. They can hear that this customer is looking for a dress and whatnot. So they're looking at me like, I let them do it, and I'm thinking, no, like, no, why can't I just finish the sale? Like, what's your lot's issue, bro? I was helping her look for her stuff. I was really patient of her. Like, I was getting her to try on loads of different dresses, things that wasn't even on the shop floor, just get out the stuff that she might like. And obviously I was doing this because I was bored on the shop floor. Like, it was just a time waste for me, but obviously it was good customer service. In the end, the customer bought around 3 dresses, and it came to around like £4,000 or £5,000. Just checked out all her things nicely for her, packaged everything, done all the ribbons, just made sure that it was just a really nice experience for her. And as I gave her her things, she shook my hand and tipped me. But I could feel the money in my hand, but I wasn't too sure how much it actually was. So I said, oh, thank you. Obviously I just said thank you very much, I really appreciate it, whatever. So when she had gone, all of these people that had stink attitudes for me before are now all around me asking me, oh, how much did she give you, how much did she give you? I'm like to them, oh, I'm gonna count it later. Like, I'm not too sure, I'm gonna count it later, whatever. So me and Ryder have gone back to, you know, our prison cells, the fitting rooms, doing our boxes, and in, and I've told her, oh my gosh, she tipped me £500. Like, bro, she tipped me £500, yo. Like, what? This lady is rich. Like, so whilst me and Ryder are talking, they've obviously overheard us, and they start speaking in a different language outside, not knowing that Ryder can understand the language. Oh my gosh, Ryder could understand the language and they didn't know. And guess who they're talking about? Obviously me and Ryder, like, obviously. And they are saying between themselves, it was a lighter and another lady. I want to call the lady lighter number 2 because they both smoke like chimneys. That's why they got along so well. Ryder has heard lighter and lighter number 2 speaking between each other, but telling each other in their language, oh, we should tell them that we're not allowed to take tips from customers. Why should they be able to keep a £500 tip when they're only agency workers? They don't deserve it. They should have not even been looking after that customer because they're agency workers. They should be downstairs. Just, you know, just literally talking a whole lot about us. Just sour as hell that we got a tip. And they're talking, I'm saying this in a polite way to you guys, they're saying to each other, we're gonna go tell them that we're not allowed to take tips from customers so that we can divide it between the permanent staff, because why should agency staff be able to get such a huge tip? Sorry, did you make the sale? Was a tip for you? No, it wasn't. Like, what? So obviously Ryder's overheard them and she's like, nah, this is literally the final straw for me. So Ryder's now literally gone off, and if you saw their faces, they were in complete shock. So Ryder's now gone there and she's going off. She's like, what, how dare you say that about us? Like, the soul wasn't yours. What is wrong with you people? Like, I've had enough of you guys. Ever since we've been here, you guys have had an issue with us. How has someone made a transaction and you're basically saying to each other, let's lie to them and say that you're not allowed to keep tips from customers so that we can keep it because we feel like we deserve it more because we're permanent staff? How are you gonna do that? Obviously they didn't know that she could understand the language, and you know, that's how God works. God works in mysterious ways. You see I just got caught. Guys, we went to the manager's office to go and speak to the manager and tell the manager everything that happened and what they did and what they said and everything, and the manager's literally looking at us like, yeah, it wasn't right that they spoke in a different language. They shouldn't do that because it should be inclusive. Like, we shouldn't be speaking different languages among each other. He's not saying what they said was wrong or what they did or how they acted was wrong. Like, he's saying that them speaking in a different language is wrong. Like this just shows you the kind of environment that we we worked in. It was such a toxic environment. It felt like you couldn't go speak to anyone about anything because they were all exactly the same. They're all exactly just like each other. Imagine if Ryder couldn't like understand what they were saying. They would have literally just taken our tip and run with it. Like, can you imagine? That's just some of the stories and what happened whilst working at Alexander Mcqueen. Honestly, it was such a toxic environment. Everyone was horrible there. The staff was horrible, the management was horrible, the main manager was horrible. Like, everyone was just toxic. Everyone used to come to work as if they've had like the worst night's sleep. I used to wake up in the morning thinking, is it really worth it? Like, should I really go in today? But if you guys want to see some more stories on Alexander Mcqueen, because like I said, this is just literally a small piece of the pie, or some more stories from any other of the brands that I've worked from, please do comment down below or like this video so I know you guys like this kind of content. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.